wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain, but I got memories that run through my veins. I'm not one to blame, but I could point out every way that you changed. Some things stay up while others go right down the drain. And lately we've been going down in flames. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe her, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm 1974. I think I'm going insane. I'm feeling crazy. Can't get it out of my head. Oh no, if the devil inside takes hold, then I just might wind up dead. Wasted, face it. You're never gonna be the one. Rockstar, you won't get far, but at least you had fun. People tell you you can be anything you wanna be, a king or a queen, as long as you got a dream. Oh no, it's a lot, they just wanna take your life, try to tell you it's a battlefield. People tell you you can be anything you wanna be, wanna go to outer space, superhero in the streets. Oh man, what a lie, what a time to be alive. How have I survived? Life's a battlefield. 1974.
but I've only stumbled over diamonds, and I no longer fear the worst.
I would go through hell and back, make my way into the dark. Cause I'm trying to get to you, yeah, I'm trying to get to you. I wanna get to you, cause I gotta get to you. I would climb 1,000 mountains, swim across the darkest ocean. Cause I'm trying to get to you, yeah, I'm trying to get to you. I wanna get to you, cause I gotta get to you. I would go through hell and back, make my way into the dark. Cause I'm trying to get to you, yeah, I'm trying to get to you. I wanna get to you, cause I gotta get to you. I would climb 1,000 mountains, swim across the darkest ocean. Cause I'm trying to get to you, yeah, I'm trying to get to you. I wanna get to you, cause I gotta get to you. I've been in the good times already. You can see it on my face. I know. No more racing. We got it. We can reach it. Yeah, we got it. And you know I'm feeling good like that. So what you gonna do? And I can't stop thinking about you. But what you gonna do? And you know I'm feeling good like that. So what you gonna do? And I can't stop thinking about you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Welcome in, everybody. NECC Rocket League continues here on this wonderful Thursday. I've got Ahsoka with me. My name is Bearlight, and we've got matches ahead here, starting with the Division 1 side at Ahsoka. What a great night it is. Excited to be with you, man.
Yeah, honestly, excited to be here. Again, just throughout the entire break that I was on, I'm just really happy to be back in the booth and casting some Rocket League. It's been a minute, so definitely excited to get back to work here at the NECC.
Let's get right into it. We got a match cooking up right now as we speak. We got Akron Gold facing off with one of the bigger surprises that we've seen. OC Esports, who actually lost their director in Maestro, who just announced he stepped away from the program in January. And me and Monkey Man brought it up here at Soka. We said, how is this team going to react to knowing that they lost a really prominent leader here? 3-0. How about that, including wins over St. Clair Green, which is insane. This team has been great. Chile, G-Man, and North, that team that we've seen last season extending into this one as well. But they're going up against Akron Gold, who might be 0-2 at SoCo, but they're looking to really bring themselves back here this week.
And you know what? It's very interesting. I'm surprised to see Akron at 0-2, just because I'm a fan of Akron. I like their team. Again, big supporter of Jonathan. I think they're a great player as well. So really surprised to see them currently 0-2. Like, I know that they can do better. They know they can do better. So, I'm hoping tonight they definitely really show up, because we all know that they are capable of great things.
Yeah, I've been following Jonathan for quite a while, including back in the St. Paul Din days in high school. He was actually one of the first ones on the platform in 2020 to 2021, and got that first opportunity at Shenandoah University and has hopped around a little bit, but found a place there in Akron, which is a very big milestone in his eyes, and looking to represent Akron in all the right ways. Also, Oxy, a Stay Plugged In Coca-Cola All-Star, so a freshman this year. So definitely young talent. And we're getting to see a big part of that as Akron Gold going to take the first lead.
Yeah, and there we go. And again, great fast break play right up the gut there from Jonathan to MDG. And just a quick transition from defense to offense. You'll love to see the fast breaks pay off.
Absolutely, if you want to find some value in those moments. Certainly value is found here as both teams look to settle in. MDG on the pitch here as well. Find that extra touch, and they will eventually get it out to midfield. Jonathan will turn on it, will launch a shot, but that one is read by Chili, and over the shoulder type of save there. And back to North it'll fly. They'll play it high, but once again, that midfield presence from Akron Gold, we've seen it so many seasons in the past. And once again, we're seeing a prime example of it, as there's no way for OC to escape right now. Credit Akron for having some good pressure early.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, right now we're seeing them, like, literally taking no time to warm up here. Normally when you're in that game number one, everything's, like, a little off, like, the synergy's not exactly there. But so far, from the side of Akron Gold, it seems like they haven't had, like, they don't need any time to warm up. They came into this one what appears to be prepared, and now what seems to be, I would call that a whoopsie from the side of the OC Esport Eagles. It looked like one of their defenders was trying to bump the goalie, and then accidentally came out and hit the shot on their way out.
That's 100% what happened there, and you hate to see it, but got to bounce back into it. No time to linger over that. Unfortunate positioning, but we'll see a G-Man challenge on that back wall as North tried to extend it forward with an extra touch. G-Man right back to him in the slot, but a great read from Oxy. Able to chop it away. But Oxy didn't like the look, and so backtracked it over to Milio, who does play it high, locked it in, but no real challenge or threatening individual effort there, as that one just found the goaltender plain and simple. And North will combine with a couple of OC Esporters to try to get it out, but Akron remains here on the gas pedal. It's been very rare that we've seen the Eagles on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and you know how we have, like, highlight montages, throughout the week, or, even after the games, like, during break, we'll show the replays and highlights. Am I the only one that wants a blooper reel so we can have plays like we just saw, and just for fun, so that way we have a little moment, to giggle, at some of the wackier plays that we've seen.
If you were alone in that, if you're no longer alone in that, would be absolutely fantastic. G-Man, don't chalk that one up as a mistake for their end, but for Akron, the defense got a little boost hungry there, and it's nowhere to be found, so it'll be equalizer with 2:32 left in this game number one. Certainly not the polished play you'd expect from that Division I side, but still game one in this best of seven where the teams are still warming up at the end of the day. And no, not another one! Added to the list, added to the highlights at Soka. Oh my goodness.
Putting that one on the blooper reel, but still good by North there just to get, that interference there at the midfield line. Granted, they probably weren't expecting a goal to come of it, but that's the importance of being present. That's the importance of, like, playing that in-your-face type of aggression Rocket League, because you never know what could find the back of the net. So simply just, getting up and in their face and, contesting a shot, contesting a hit can sometimes have great results.
To be fair, Oxy did launch a back pass towards the net, looked a little bit sketchy, but then it ended up in Emilio's hands, and that's how the scoring play from Akron started to develop, so I'll give him that. That's a great passing play as well. Emilio, another great save. Jonathan was directly back up for it, not able to make contact on the tail end of that play. So Chili will jump right back to it. And Oxy plays it high, read well by G-Man, and yet another quick commit. Certainly no hesitation in the play of Jonathan, but he will be tied up here And off the back wall, it'll be Chili as well. Catches a bump here. It's in the box, but they're not able to get back to it. And they're cleared off as you see the Rule 1 develop in the corner. Will be down to a 2v2 situation.
Oh yeah, we must honor the Rule 1. I've seen it broken live and at LAN, and the team immediately lost. So yeah, the Rule 1 curse is real. Speaking of, Chili able to find another one for their team on OC Esports Eagles.
Yeah, started with a strong 50-50 there, just past midfield, and the rest couldn't quite adjust to it accordingly. Oxy was forced back towards his own end, and in that 2v2 situation, OC Esports has certainly worked well in space, so it makes sense that they're able to come on the right side of, come out on the right side of that situation. As Oxy look to find more offense, followed up by Milio, going by MDG tonight. Oxy will have to try to dive at this at an awkward angle. Did a decent job of doing that as Chili will play off the corner as well. North's still in here, pressing it in and really just taking time off this clock and Circa with a minute left.
Yeah, they're running out of time right now for the side of Akron. However, 50 seconds in Rocket League time is still enough to find two. And Akron really pushing the issue here. You can see Chili able to get the touch off to the side. Gonna send this one back towards Akron territory. Back down the middle, and another 10 seconds gone. Akron have got to find an answer quickly, or game one's going to go to OC Esports.
No way around, right? You see North once more right in their face, and this one will cream back down, and Jonathan's able to at least get that initial touch. Finally, they're seeing a little bit of vertical play back in the OC Esports end, but they gave away possession. And from the ceiling, you'll see Chili with a great pass over. Now looking for the double touch. Had a chance for a highlight reel play. It won't matter in the results, but they're certainly cooking, and it shows as we go under 10 seconds left. OCE Esports and the Eagles will take game one here ultimately and look stronger in the process from the very get-go here at SoCo.
Yeah, when you see the OC Esport Eagles, like, you just want to say OCE because, like, that's a region we pay attention to in Rocket League. So, like, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, there's been times where I had to catch myself and be like, the OC Esport Eagles. But regardless, I mean, again, great game number one. The OC Esports team definitely came to play. And again, going down early and having that one mistake did not stop them at all. That's how you shake it off and you just go after the next goal. Well done.
I'm wondering why we're in the 2v2 situation, if that's a glitch. I know we had the Rule 1. Oh, they just left incredibly fast. Looking for card changes, I guess, Oxy and G-Man respectively. But at the end of the day, you know, you were able to put up points and bunches here for Oklahoma Christian. It's one of those trends that just continues. When you start the season on fire, you really do set the tone for the rest of your season. Right now, OC has been doing that very, very well. And despite their leader leaving, it seems like the mission and the culture that, more importantly, that Lucas Hayworth was building at Oklahoma Christian has continued on with his players. That's one of the things that he emphasized over the course of his time there, since I interviewed him quite a few times on the Stay Plugged In side, and had just that to say. Clearly, he's a man of his word because it's been sticking with these three. There's no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, even though that, you know, their leadership is gone, definitely, clearly not forgotten. Again, that's how you can tell that you have like a really good coach, or, you know, IGL or whomever it is. Like, you don't forget the lessons that they taught, and then you carry on, and that's exactly what they're doing right now for OC Esports. But with that being said, I haven't given up on Akron yet. Still plenty of games to go. Remember, this is a best of 7 series, and that is just game one out the door. So much like we saw with OC Esports, kind of shaking off their mistakes in the middle of the game, readjusting, and then coming back to get the win. That's what we need to see now from Akron heading into game 2.
Yeah, talk about Akron, you know, also being and establishing a culture from the rip. I mean, all the way back to the Buzz days when we're talking, you know, that equation in such a large way. And so these players also looking to represent in some of the best, not only on the field, but in the classroom. Obviously, the classroom doesn't matter when you get onto the pitch that much. Unless you want to be one of those, have one of those 200 IQ plays that we see from both of these teams. But either way, respectable in their respective fields. And so whenever you have a prominent program like that, like Akron does, any player can shine at any moment, and any team can pop off at any moment as well. So you make a great point.
Well, here we are into the thick of it here in game number 2. Pressure onto Akron, as right now Akron trying to avoid the danger. Chili goes up for the 50, able to get the touch down into North now for the follow-up. They're able to 50 their way back, applying even more pressure to Akron. And in game number 1, Bear, we saw that it was Akron bringing that early aggression. Now it's OCE.
It is. And you see Jonathan once more trying to kind of keep it in. That one's going to actually bounce in, so you get a little bit of bounce luck. Oxy will be the beneficiary of this sequence. And Emilio played it high. Oxy did the rest. Off the ceiling he went. He'll stay calculated. Either way, it's a goal.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, in the long book of, you know, Rocket League lore and traditions, you know, we have Rule 1, but also in that book is the chapter on We Take Those.
Oh, yes. A chapter I know very well. Let's be honest. Worth made a great save, too. Chile tried to extend that one further. No such luck there, and Oxy kind of went out of his way to get a demo. But Akron's keeping it close. Tightening the rotations as they get deeper and deeper into the zone. That's going to be the third own goal that we've seen. I'm pretty sure. Did I see that right, Ed Sioka? Another one? Oh, my goodness. There's nothing you can do, though. It just pinballed around. So, once again, it's just a wacky start of the series.
Yeah, again, perfect content for the blooper reel, because that was just a series on unfortunate events. Again, found in the chapter of We Take Those, but still, nonetheless, I mean, it is an own goal. Like, it was unfortunate. No one could have predicted it, but it is what it is.
This one will be at the top of the box, too. Give Emilio a chance to try to strike in for Akron's third, give themselves a cushion. But now look at as a 1v1 opportunity develops here for G-Man, a quick little fake. Try to be stylish as they go along and also make the defense move left to right if they could. But now Emilio back up has a great opportunity to try to challenge in. That touch away. I thought Oxy had a great chance to maybe challenge into it. It was clearly called off with the comms, and now that'll allow OC Esports to march it out and have an opportunity of their own, but Jonathan will shield it away. Another shot taken, and Chile follows up on it. And another lucky bounce. It just depends on what moment it is, but both of these teams are just, the fortunate nature is just so odd right now, but they're back within one.
Hey, that's why you never give up on the play. You know, I see a lot of times, well, in my ranked games, because, you know, I'm washed, but I'll see some of my teammates or, you know, even people on the other team, they'll go for the play, and then they'll get their touch, and then they'll just run back for boost. That's why you never give up on the play. Even no matter how much little boost you have, is because you can always get the final touch. And then once you're finally cleared out, then maybe you can give one of your teammates a shot and go back for boost. But, you know, we just saw from Chile why it's so important just to stick with the play that you start.
100%. And there's always, you know, that judgment that you have to make whenever you're about to rotate out. Hey, can I stick around? Especially if you have the moment to do so. Jonathan's sticking around, and so is Akron in the series. OC took that early lead with a 1-0 in games, but you just catch another bounce that goes out to the middle, and Chile dove for it. Just couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, very close, but also a good read by Jonathan there, again, patrolling that midfield line. And that's why the midfield presence is just so important. Because, again, that wasn't nothing fancy, right? No flippery do da Philip flip reset or, you know, musty flickaroo. You know, that was just a good old-fashioned read in the midfield line. So, again, sometimes it's the textbook plays that pay off the most.
Now let's try ceiling again. Had a great opportunity to strike in, and the dunk will work. Emilio will extend that lead for Akron, and just finding ways to get it done. That's a creative, and that extra touch really threw off G-Man. He couldn't get back to it.
Yeah, that one had a little bit of extra sauce on it. Again, Jonathan coming down off the two-touch, getting the dunk, keeping the ball within the danger, and then allowing their teammate to come through for the follow-up and then get the inevitable goal. Now a 3-goal lead for Akron. This is, I think, like, kind of the universal panic mode score gap. Like, when you're within 2, everyone has the mindset we're still in it. But once you get that 3, that's where things get a little scary.
Speaking of scary, right on the doorstep, Chile will have to shut it down here as well. Jonathan right back up to it. He'll go back wall from the ceiling, had the extra opportunity, and almost finished that one as well. And Akron is firing on all cylinders. G-Man right back out, tried to get that flip reset, but wasn't able to ultimately land that sequence. And Oxy allowed the chance to try to get it over to Jonathan, but the pass was a little bit too hot to handle. Chile up, was in basic full control, got a little bit away from him, so he wasn't able to get that extra touch. Now leave it out to center, wide open net there for Jonathan. And now it's OC Esports, and their mistakes are really adding up.
Yeah, and good on Jonathan for finishing that, because I've seen too many times where you have these opportunities and then boom, open net, wide miss. I'm talking from experience, by the way. So again, I mean, they still matter. Even though it was basic open net shot, you know, you still got to make sure that you're making those 100 out of 100.
You've been watching my VODs, clearly.
Yes.
Something common there. Whoa. Another excellent touch. Another self-save from a team. I have no idea what's going on here at SoCo, but it ain't pretty. That was an interesting sequence again, where it was a clean double touch and yet another teammate saving the ball. But North on it again. G-Man was thinking about crashing into it. Wouldn't have had the angle anyways. And a couple of demos here to add to the chaotic nature of this game number 2. Certainly an entertaining one. As G-Man will turn it right back in for OC Esports, but they run out of time here at this point. The gap's too large.
Yeah, it is. You know what? I was wondering when the physical play would show up, but I think it's just too little too late from the OC Esports squad. You know, if they're going to be bringing the ruckus, bringing the demos, they need to bring it in a little bit earlier so that way they can reap the benefits. I mean, right now they're able to get a goal on the board, but like you said, too little, too late.
Yeah, exactly right. What does it do? We beat this down to the ground every single time whenever a team that loses gets the last goal. But it's true, though. You know, you can get some momentum rolling back, especially when it was certainly unfortunate nature here that Akron takes this win. So Akron Gold even coming in at 0-3 or 0-2 right now in matches played against this 3-0 team of OC Esports. They're proving that they can make it close and that it's any given Thursday here in NECC Rocket League.
Yeah, I wish G-Man would have stayed just a tidbit too little longer, so that way I could have seen the stat line, because I was really interested to see what the shot count was. Because, I mean, 14 shots from Akron Gold, complete turnaround from what we've seen in game number 1. I mean, that's just great ball possession. And not only that, but those are great touches, because it's not just about getting the shot count, it's about putting the shots on target. So, again, you know, our great stat line so far, at least in game number 2, coming from Akron. So, again, a great bounce back, which we talked about in the previous game, that ability to bounce back, correct your mistakes. Akron clearly was able to do that there in game 2.
Yeah, I'd love it if they'd be able to like incorporate something like turnover ratio and like the ability to create chances off of turnovers, because there was way too many times where not only was it a turnover from Akron Gold or from OC Esports, but they just weren't able to really stand tall with it or have the rotation back to justify the risk that they took on the offensive side of the ball. They really got ahead of themselves, played aggressive on the offensive end of the field, and it really showed that whenever they did get that kind of mismanagement, misrotation rolling in, it was wide open the other way. And of course, at this level, if you make that mistake, they will make you pay. And now it'll be dead even grounds here as we roll into this game number 3.
Well, here we are, well and underway. Jonathan gonna get a touch, gets the up and over on 1. Looks like they were trying to get the bump on G-Man, not gonna be able to connect, but still, I like the way you're thinking. Again, great heads up play, just unfortunately, don't think they had the boost and or the juice.
Not this time around, so they settle into it. Here's Jonathan, trying to go back wall. And North trying to pin it there. It works out because it kind of made its way over to the corner, where Chile was waiting for it, and North was reading that 50-50. Certainly wanted to position his car to go backwards. Stayed in that play yet again to force yet another 50. This one plays all the way back down to the Eagles. Here's Chile from the ceiling, challenged immediately by Emilio. G-Man and Jonathan will clash, but it's Chile that sticks into play, makes it difficult. Finally, Oxy will get a big clear. And the Stay Plugged In Coca-Cola All-Star will also open up some room here. We'll go back wall, try the read, and Oxy even tried to dive in and get that last-second redirect, but it didn't matter. It chops out. But more importantly, Akron's able to get back before that transitional play from OC Esports was starting to develop.
And again, I may be mistaken, and I probably am because I often am mistaken, but I feel like this is the longest we've gone without a goal in a very long time. So that goal is looming, but somehow, even after shot, attempt after attempt, so far, we are still scoreless. I'm surprised.
Yeah, this is certainly the longest we've seen the first goal of a game go in, for sure. So that defense, the defense is starting to kind of settle in. We haven't seen the mistakes like we've seen throughout the rest of the series in the first couple of games. The G-Man now will watch Oxy get a desperation touch there. Went backwards with it, trying to catch some extra help and extra hands, and Jonathan very willing to be that extra set. But North able to extend it forward. Now an opportunity off the back wall. G-Man tries to squeeze it in there. No room given up as Milio is able to shield it from there. But Jonathan is directly back on it. Wants to touch, finds Oxy, but a little bit out of his reach. Still following up, but Chili able to get out for this challenge as well. And now it's Shop. Jonathan wide open again. He has been finding some easy ones this time, but it's a beautiful setup from Milio.
Yeah, I was about to say, hold the phone there. I mean, yes, it was a wide open shot from Jonathan. Jonathan, I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to let you get your credit. But like you said, MDJ, bro, they were the ones that started. That play doesn't happen without MDJ. Great heads-up awareness, great touch just to get and create that open opportunity for Jonathan. And now they have a 1-goal lead, looking to make it 2.
Still riding in. We said OC would have the momentum rocking into this one, but Akron was able to hold off for an extended period of time, and now have put themselves in the driver's seat here in this game number 3 to potentially take a lead in the series if they can continue with this run. But still a couple minutes left here in this game number 3. Milio again challenging, in full possession on the dribble play. Jonathan back on to it. North not able to connect with it either. They're going to try to force it into the box, but nothing doing. Oxy back on it. A bit of a pinch play. They didn't get much velocity on it, so it will be North trying to collect with it, and they'll punch it directly back out here into the Akron Gold Zone.
And it's just crazy to see how low of a scoring game this is, because we've had 2 pretty dominating games back to back for games number 1 and 2, and here in game 3 it is just an absolute standstill. I mean, it's still 1-0, and we are well past halftime, 1:20 remaining, and my goodness, Akron has just been holding the line in front of their net. There has been more close calls than I think I could maybe not count, but that I can recall so far in here game 3. We have seen goals that have been literally just threaded out of the Akron net time and time again.
The physicality remains as well. Just saw a demo and potentially a miss. Somehow North recovered on that one though. Chili on it will punch one towards the net, but I guess it was on target as Oxy was credited with the save. So good thing he didn't take any chances with that ball. Chili back on it as well, and this time a freebie for OC, and the Eagles able to equalize with 44 seconds left.
And again, that was just great speed, and the double commit. It hurts to see it, but it does happen. It happens to everyone. You could watch RLCS and still see some double commits. So like, it's just part of the game, but it's so painful whenever you do see, it being in such a momentous occasion like that one, because again, they're mere seconds away from getting the dub, and then just one mistake, and just like that, we're back at a tie ball game.
Chili read that one well as it was playing off the corner. Sometimes I can bounce. You never know where it goes, but that's a good read to get back to it and get that extra touch, because they were looming, waiting for the next ability to jump and pounce on it are the Eagles. But it's back to Oxy. Keeps them honest with a shot on net. Nothing very threatening, but still, when there's 10 seconds left, you never know. There might be a mistake thrown. Under 5 now. As North played it away from himself. Might be a mistake. Here's Jonathan trying to keep it up to. Almost got it to a teammate. He did, but it was chopped down by Chili, and we play in overtime.
Yeah, and again, you know what? I mentioned it, I've been mentioning it my entire career. I'm going to continue to mention it, is that I like to think that there is such a thing as overtime theory, where the first team that manages to win in overtime in a series more often than not wins the rest. So, trying to stake your claim in the OT territory early is going to be huge, since we're still but since we're still early on in the series.
Yeah, 100%. I would definitely push it and say it's got to be plus 60%, 65%, maybe. Chat, we'll hear what you think, because I do like that. You get some confidence rolling up. You get an extra win in your pocket. I mean, what's there not to love about an overtime winner? But the way it's been, pretty low scoring game for once. You'd think it's going to take a little bit more time, but after a challenge like that, maybe not so much, as we finally start to go end to end here in overtime, just a minute in.
Yeah, that one would cause anyone's hands to be a little sweaty after that. I mean, that one was a close call. You're looking at the fast break coming from OC Esports, now looking to send it home. Chili able to put the winner in. OC Esports take game 3.
G-Man was so quick to get up to that originally on the wall to get that initial touch, but then that extra tiny little touch on the bottom side of his car was enough to get it past one defender off the back wall and right into the hands of your teammate in front, crashing the box at the exact right time in OC Esports. Well, they went down late in that game number 3 and were somehow able to kind of manage their way back into it and look sharp as they certainly, again, very even shots here at Soka, but OC Eagles, they're able to gain this series lead directly back.
And speaking of the shot count, you're looking at 12 from OC Esports and then 11, right? So they literally won the game by a single shot, by a single goal. If that doesn't tell you how close these two teams are, like, just evenly matched, there's no more evidence that I can present you. I mean, you're looking at this game and it was literally torn by a single shot and a single goal. Sometimes you'll see a 1-goal lead, but then there's like a 5 to 10 shot count difference. This time both teams were going neck and neck. The shot count was even split by just 1 goal, and as a matter of fact, the save count, I believe, if my math energy is correct, that it was 8 saves apiece. So even the save count, if not even, was extraordinarily close. So again, both of these teams are clearly evenly matched here tonight.
You're going save for save. They're going game for game because, once again, it was back and forth as far as who's winning these games through 3. And that's crazy to think about because we are talking about a team that's number 1 in the division versus a team that's dead last in the division, currently at that 0-2 mark. But Akron, they were able to steal a game. I say steal a game, earn a game, truly, against the Eagles of Oklahoma Christian. So you can get back to it. They had a lead for a majority of that last game as well. It took them a while to score, but they did originally get that first goal. If they can get back to it and get a lead once more and hold off, that'll certainly work a lot of momentum for them here in this series.
Yeah, a lot of riding on this one because, again, you don't want to be the team that gets put on game point first. You know what I mean? So, like, right now, if you're Akron, you really got to try and equalize this one up because if OC Esports manage to take the dub, not only are they going to be on match point, but they will have successfully, I think, taken all of the momentum in this series.
That's a point that you do not want to pass. You don't want them to pass if you're Akron. That feels like the point of no return, especially if they're able to go 3-0 in this series. It's not undoable, but certainly makes it difficult. Oxy was all the way up to the ceiling for this one. Jonathan thought he had free range as he had for a majority of the first couple of games, but not so fast, my friend. G-Man catching on to that. As once again, he's up in this midfield. Something that was slacking a little bit in game number 2, and it bled a little bit into game number 3, but glad to see OC Esports be able to get back to that midfield presence game that kept Akron true through the first couple games.
Akron now on the attack, looking for an opening. Not going to be able to find much thanks to Chili, able to get the save cleared away. Now going the other way. See the fast break from Jonathan, looking to find a little ground, but OC Esports managed to recover to keep this one out of their net. We are still scoreless, nearly at 2 minutes.
Get it in there, North,
yeah.
there you go. Heard you say it, so is ready for it too. It's Chili put it past a couple. And Jonathan, on that one, it's rare that I say I don't quite like that decision. Just simply because you saw a teammate already challenging for this one, you have to drop directly back. Maybe thought they had help back from the third man, but at the same time, it's one of the situations where OC Esports finds themselves a gift, essentially, because Akron had committed too many people.
And now Akron quickly on the attack again, trying to waste no time. Looking to equalize. That was actually a very interesting angle. That one was looking dangerous there for OC Esports, but once again, they managed to recover. Now the follow-up shot is on, and it is in for Chili.
Chili was smelling blood in the water. You can tell when Jonathan was working backwards that Chili was already basically up for it whenever that touch was made. You've seen that in training mode so many times, and I was like, oh, this angle I've hit. Can hit it in my sleep. And the Eagles are able to take this 2-0 lead as Akron. It feels like they're really just doing their best not to fall apart.
Now, you know what I'm curious? I need to ask, did you use the blood in the water line specifically because Chili's sharp goal explosion, or was that just coincidence?
It was red. It was red, for sure.
Well,
I am a humble guy.
Again.
I don't like to take credit, you know? Yeah, 100%.
Back into the thick of it here. I mean, OC Esports looking really strong here. As you can see, we are past halftime. Half of regulation is gone. And OC Esports still not giving up much ground to Akron at all. I feel like we've been in the Akron half for a little while now. Finally, they do manage to break out.
And not only did they break out, but they had a good possession moment there too. And Oxy's able to dive back and make that save. So right when I was about to credit them, yet another mistake came out. And North now to G-Man is lingering there, went backwards, tic-tac-toe, but a little bit off the mark. Still able to find a couple of passes. And Chile went short side post to try to find another one, but they had peeled out. Now in transition the other way, Oxy had that boost trail, so try to keep it supersonic, so that way they could get to that last ball challenge. But just ran out of time, ran out of gas, and North back to it for the Eagles here. As this one will squirt out to midfield, but Jonathan with that additional touch. And OC Esports right back to it when Akron finally starts to get things going. Unfortunately, it collapsed once again.
Yeah, the rotation right now from OC Esports is just on point. They are very synergized right now. You can tell just by the way they move, the way they go for the passes. Even the demos are all within rotation, and that's something that's really important when we're talking about physical play, because you can't just run out and just go for a demo, because then you're going to throw the rotation all to whack. Meanwhile, you got players like North and G-Man that are able to demo within rotation, and that is so important, especially when you have to recover from offense to defense.
Saw the Eagles with a moment of double committing there, but it was in a moment where it didn't really harm them. And now, yet another opportunity where Akron is left scrambling. Chile will go high. Does have the original touch. It'll actually go off the ceiling the way he was able to adjust his car. Kind of ramp it up that side of it. Now, basically a fake as this one will fall back down. Chile just killing more time and creating a scoring chance there as North was on it. Emilio needs to create a chance right off the bat here. 20 seconds left. You need one quick. Here's the chance. Jonathan will go off the back wall. Additional touch towards the net. And Oxy was lingering in exactly the right spot to pull it within one.
Hold the phone. It is not over yet. The sauciness of that pass, by the way, from Jonathan. My goodness. Again, that's like the essence of not giving up personified. I mean, the time is ticking down. Even though they weren't able to get the read on the shot, they still redirected it so that way they can at least get a pass off. And with that, they were able to get another goal. Now, less than 10 seconds to go. A last-ditch effort here from Akron.
Jonathan was trying to keep it towards the middle, try to keep it towards their ends. One last opportunity to keep it alive. Jonathan was working backwards for it, but Chile read it all the way. Will kill it to the ground, and OC Esports will march to match point after game number 4.
There we go. Now this is the danger. If you're Akron, right? We talked about this in the middle of the match. You're on game point right now. OC Esports, they are rounding the corner, looking to finish things out here and now. And now you have a mountain to climb. And like you had mentioned, you know, that's 3 unanswered games from OC Esports. We were talking about that momentum, and it really is a snowball effect. It starts off small, and then it just grows and grows and grows, and all of a sudden it becomes insurmountable. So again, you know, Akron, they can definitely pull it out. We talked about how this is a very, you know, notable team in the realm of collegiate esports for Rocket League. So we know they have what it takes, but the momentum that has just accrued for OC Esports, especially coming off of a win. We mentioned it earlier. They're currently 3-0. So not only did they have the momentum in this game, in this series, but they've been building the momentum all season long. So they are riding on a high right now, and it's going to be difficult to knock them off.
It is, and to see them actually take a game pretty early in this series caught me by surprise in the good ways. But since then, I haven't seen a whole lot of good in the sense that they've had to kind of play the OC Esports type of gameplay. You see them being pulled out of position because these are very well-studied students in great in rotations as far as their defense goes, but it doesn't look like it today because they're having to force themselves into a different play style. They're playing a pace that just doesn't match what they're looking for, and the rotations are paying for it. And when the rotations are off, obviously clear reign here for the Eagles to do whatever they'd like to. Oklahoma Christian has been good so far. Catching a little bit of heat early, though, and Emilio trying to create that chance. There's that physicality you called out in Game 3. Got to have more of that.
Oh, absolutely. And not only that, but, you know, we've really seen OC Esports bring a little bit more of that physicality and then made it, you know, pretty viable when it comes to their game plan, because a lot of the previous game that we just saw in game 4 was just kind of like stalling out Akron, keeping possession away from them. And again, North, even on that back line, takes out the follow-up shot. North able to get that demo. I mean, that was just absolutely huge.
It was. Continues to try to ride off of it and maybe build something from it. Obviously, that's a great first step, right? 100% accurate. But you want to see some results from it as well. The Eagles back wall, chance shot. That one sneaks in off the bar and end. G-Man went far side, put it where the defense can't get to it. 1-0 Eagles.
There you go. Those are some of the results. They're showing early here. I mean, OC Esports seemed like they were on their back wall for quite some time, having to play a good amount of defense. But like I said, North went into the back line of Akron Gold, able to pick up the demo, and I think that had a ripple effect that inevitably started the march for OC Esports to make their way further and further into Akron territory until it eventually resulted in a goal. But now, if you're Akron, you got to go to the next play. We're already on the next kickoff. It's time to go next. Akron Gold trying to take possession here.
Oxy with the tap back. There is no game after this one if you can't find a way to equalize and eventually at least get a couple. Put yourselves on top. G-Man challenged by Jonathan again. That's been one of the key things that have been holding Akron and making it relatively close in the first place. Keep them in this series has been that presence. That no hesitation attitude has been huge. And another demo to start some of that physicality we were talking about, but the boost control has been great as well. You see a prime example of that as the boost steal on the way out for the Eagles will leave Akron Gold a bit dry, although Emilio had just enough in the tank to challenge this one to keep it stalled here at midfield temporarily.
Yeah, and you know, I talk a lot about physicality and I talk a lot about demos, but with that being said, though, for me, you know, again, there is like a torn view on demos. Like some people hate them, some people love them, but to me, it's like the seasoning. You know, the demos are what adds the flavor to the game to me.
Love that. Flavor is what we're after, and a goal is what Akron needed. Akron Gold able to equalize here as Oxy just played it to an open corner. Emilio happened to be there with a shot that went off the crossbar, catching the Eagles by surprise there, which doesn't happen frequently.
I love when the crossbar is on your side. That is just such a good feeling. It is really one of the best feelings because more often than not, the crossbar is just my enemy, my natural enemy. I mean, I'm hitting the woodwork more often than I can count, and you know, when you finally do get that bar in, it's just so satisfying. This time, no bars needed. North goes straight for the net.
That's how you answer whenever Akron tries to show any kind of life. You want to completely deny it, and that's a great way to do that. It's just by lingering again. Akron's been making these tiny mistakes, been a little bit loose with their possession game, with the passes to one another to try to exit the zone has been read extremely well by OC Esports, but they do give one away again, a kickoff goal. The back and forth nature that this series kicked off with continues here in game number 5.
I'm wondering what happened there. Had to be some miscommunication. Like, were they going for something fancy? Maybe going for a fake kickoff, and you know there was just no communication there. I'm not sure. Everybody from the side of OCE just kind of looked confused on that last one.
Oxy made a quick move at the tail end of him to give him credit, but you're right, it was a bit chaotic. But back to the chapter, and we take those for sure. But Jonathan back on Emilio tried to get to it there, and fortunately went right off the hood of his car, for him at least. As now OC Esports continues to lay into it. Chile, once again, they had an answer the last time that Akron was able to equalize. This time it's not to be, at least not as quickly as we saw before. So we take under 2 minutes left. Dead even at 2. Chile going for the back wall, needs some support, and Oxy's got it for now. Depends on how well he controls this ball, and it's extremely well to get that 50 at midfield and punch it forward.
Oh, here you go. That one's going to drop right down in front of the OC Esports zone. But again, great defense and great recovery from OC Esports, is able to send this one back the other way. Great pass there from Oxy in order to get that one to their teammate and send it the other way. Now the danger from Jonathan will find the back of the net. Akron get 3.
Jonathan's been trying to find some support from his players because that no hesitation attitude I've been cooking and telling you about basically all series long was waiting to pounce. And the back wall challenge and pass to utilize that was beautiful and well timed. An Akron goal with their first lead in what feels like a couple of games here. finally able to settle in a little bit and hope to ride this in to extend this series. Right now, they've been extremely clean with it as they march down a minute 15 to try to hold on here in this game number 6.
Well, let's see if they can get the job done. North is going to take this one out towards the corner. Interrupted now by MDG. Looking to get the up and over. North gets the demo on Jonathan off screen. And now MDG kind of alone here in the corner. Has to get this one out. Finds a teammate to pass to. And now Jonathan back in the game. Takes it off the backboard looking for the musty. Not going to be able to get it.
Yeah, it's started as a fake as well. So if they bite on it, you just simply musty it right back into the play. I do like that thought. The back wall, try to challenge. And G-Man stood hidden there. You know, you saw Jonathan think that perhaps they peeled off of it for whatever reason, but G-Man does that to try to kind of lure you in a little bit, right? It's give you some of that attraction spell, if you will. And then realize that when you're already committed, be able to play it back down the field. But he hasn't been able to play it down the field because this midfield presence, again, breaking its way up there for Akron Gold. They still try to play into this defense of the Eagles, who are now trying to put it on themselves. Here's Oxy to try to play it in. 10 seconds left. Just needs to kill time, but a dagger. No! Great save from G-Man to keep it alive with 5 seconds left.
I mean, they're going to have to pull out a Hail Mary here, a miracle, as that one still alive. Does get the final touch there, and Akron Gold able to secure their second win in the series. They are not done yet.
There we go. To game 6 will go as everybody got on the goal column this time around. So spreading love here is Akron Gold. And once again, the shot count even. And we've seen that every single game in this series at Soka. It's been a phenomenal one based on what we've seen. And not one that you would expect from a 3-0 team in the Eagles facing out with a 0-2 of Akron Gold. But that just shows you, once again, as if we haven't pointed out the many ways that these two teams are close, how this division is super close as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, again, no matter how this ends, I would still argue that these teams are evenly matched. No matter how it ends, to be completely honest, because like we had mentioned, you know, the stat lines have just been so close every single game. And like we had just mentioned, the shot count in that previous game were neck and neck, the same exact shot count. The only difference was that there was one extra save that came from the side of Akron. That one extra save literally could have been the equalizer there. And it just goes to show like how monumental what appears to be a small play can actually be when you look back and you see that final stat line, how big of a play what seemed to be that just small stat line actually was. Like when it's only a one save difference, but now looking back, you realize, hey, that's a big one.
Oxy played his best game of the series as well. You're right. And the point I wanted to make is that, you know, as a freshman, very young player, it can be a bit of a loose cannon situation where you can really get them going if they're in a positive mindset, especially with the talent that we've seen from Oxy. I mean, there's no coincidence as a former Stay Plugged In Coca-Cola All-Star. You know, you're going to have the talent ahead of you. It's how can you conjure that? And to have a voice like Jonathan who's been around the collegiate esports scene, collegiate Rocket League scene for such a long time, that usually settles in a player, and over time you'll start to see him play better and better as the series goes on. If you get him going at full capacity, then Akron can certainly make it close. He make another big save there in that moment to keep it even at 0 as well.
Yeah, look at the aggression coming out from OC Esports now, but a good flick from Oxy. Able to get a little breathing room here for Akron. Jonathan looking for the backboard pass. It does reciprocate with the touch, but G-Man comes in clutch with the save to send it the other way. And now Oxy has to show up to get a save as well.
I love watching G-Man on the pitch, I'll be honest. His play style suits me to completion. He does such a great job of reading a defense, especially in a 1v1 situation. So, like, he'll have the same level as a lot of pros. And he has a lot of friends that are pros, which I think helps, where it's, I'm going to read the defense first before I make my next move. And I'm going to use my mechanics in order to try to get around it. Certainly, Akron Gold's defense has been strong enough to hold him at bay and not let him pop off in this series, but certainly lesser teams would succumb to a play style like G-Man's. He's fun to watch.
Now Akron once again on the back burner here, but hold on, that one was a little scary as this one could be a goal, but North had to give up on the back pass, which I will graciously call a back pass, and was able to get back and get the save. That one was a little close, and now North able to finish it, gets the first goal here in game number 6.
That one's important because it'll make Akron feel like they're chasing this game the entire rest of the way unless they get a quick one back. So it's important and a key of mine that Akron needs to be able to answer a big goal there from the Eagles as they look to continue to have multiple games to close out. They've got 2 more lives, if you will. And right now they're trying to make the best use of this one. Another redirect on target, but G-Man will handle this one as well. And the Eagles back in position.
They're approaching halftime now. OC Esports with that 1-goal lead, and we've already seen what they can do with just a 1-goal lead and how dangerous they are, especially when it comes to running the clock. You know, I mean, we have seen instances where they have been able to go just completely ball crazy by being able to just keep possession for so long and just play keep away and just constantly just keep possession of the ball for just so long amount of time, and time now not on the side of Akron Gold.
Not by any means. It'll feel like it's ticking down really quick. Milio, great job to pull his car back down. Opportunity arises, and Oxy tried to play it below that defender. It was the right move, but couldn't quite sneak it below G-Man. He positioned his car extremely well to get that additional touch. He just kind of kill it in his tracks, knowing that teammates were around. Now Oxy tried to get that bump out in front. Jonathan with a back wall, but a good read yet again here from G-Man. And Chili follows up on it instantly, so Oxy's not even allowed the chance to catch it. That's that jump out in front, support your teammates type of style that the Eagles like to play. That's making it very difficult here for Akron.
Yeah, like I said, it's just that constant case of keep away right now. And it, like you had mentioned, it's hard for Akron to get out of their own zone for the moment, as Chili now looking for another touch, looking for another read. North able to come through, and it's just that midfield line, that midfield presence from OC Esports that seems to be suffocating Akron Gold right now, as another shot is on target but doesn't go in.
Jonathan has a prime opportunity here in the 1v1 situation. You got numbers, you're able to be one, but North in support just in time, crossing the goal line at the exact right moment where you need him. But G-Man on it again. Jonathan able to shut him down in his tracks. Oxy thought he had a little bit more time. Didn't catch the comms from the rest of the team. They were circulating as well. Oxy will go high with it, a chance. Here's Melio, couldn't quite connect. Oh, and that's one you felt like you needed there for Akron.
I feel like they definitely needed that one. Especially now, once again, you can see OC Esports vying for possession here. Great presence there from Akron. All 3 players trying to commit for the shot. Unfortunately, not able to get the goal to go, as now they were forced to recover and once again are back on defense.
Now another opportunity. We'll flick it past one, but Chili stands strong on his own half of the field. Jonathan trying to keep it close to his face. Oxy went up for a pre-jump to try to redirect that one. Interesting play, but you're running out of time. You got to get north and south. You got to get there now. Under 10 seconds left. There'll be Oxy. Find Jonathan. Now to follow up on it. Played it right. Saw G-Man striking. Need the extra touch. It'll linger there, but a crafty touch there from Chili. Still not down to the ground. Jonathan on it again. Plays it back down. Try to read it. No luck. The Eagles of Oklahoma Christian will take the series 4-2.
And again, I had even said this before we got into this match. I don't care how it ends. I would still argue that these 2 teams are evenly matched. Even in the final match where, you know, unfortunately Akron did go down, they still only went down by 1 goal. I mean, it was so close through and through, and they were nearly able to get the equalizer there. But again, it was just the overwhelming defense coming from the side of OC Esports, just having that midfield presence time and time again, just denied Akron from having any breathing room. But I would still even argue, even with a 4-2 split, that these 2 teams are evenly matched, because every single game was only separated by a single stat, a single goal. It was just so close through and through.
Yeah, the shot counts, again, pretty even there. That time it did favor OC Esports, and that's how they're able to get away with it, right? And win this series the way that they did. It could have very easily went to game number 7 there, because you saw them kind of hanging around. But the defense of Akron was also very good. But the problem is you were there quite frequently. You had to make 8 saves in that last game, which is not something you had to do all series long. Pretty insane that that's the case, you know, having to kind of fend off multiple shots. And although they did a good job to try to play bend but don't break, eventually when you go up a team like the Eagles are, it's difficult to not break when you're in those situations, no doubt.
Yeah, now the Eagles definitely making a name for themselves. I mean, they have been performing extraordinarily, and now even taking down a team that has such a namesake as Akron. Like, granted, Akron haven't been having the best of luck, but you still have to put respect on their esport program there over there at Akron. I mean, they have a history here, a long history in the realm of collegiate esports for Rocket League. So again, I mean, it does to me at least have some some weight when you're able to take down an Akron team that has been around for so long, and especially with the Eagles, like you said, they recently lost their leadership, and still being able to come out and win games, to me, I think that is just huge.
Great way to start off the NECC week here for Rocket League. We've got a good one as well. Following up, it'll be a Division 2 matchup between Indian Tech Premier and Mount Union Purple, one that you don't want to miss. It'll be a super quick break. Grab a snack. Be back with you in just a second.